Hey everyone, what's up? We got the whole emotional roller coaster of fans trying to psych themselves up, After the what's his name fight, Canelo's last fight, you saw how people were like, "Oh, Crawford's holding hands with Turkey. What's this?" And you saw all the fear come out. I did cover that, guys. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Canelo's now shot. You understand? Your guys' true colors came out about this situation. But I've seen this game so many times, guys. I have. You know, I'm just going to tell it like I always do, exactly how it is. You understand? Did Canelo push Bud? Did Bud get flung back a little bit? Yes, he did. But this is the most telling part of that whole altercation. And I'm sorry, it's on video. You guys may have to go do some film study. You know what I'm saying? But what did Canelo do after he pushed Crawford? He covered about 20 feet backwards in about 2 seconds, guys. That's all you really need to know about the situation, and that's all you really need to pay any attention to. You understand? Is there some theatrics? Are they trying to hype a fight? Sure. Okay? Sure. None of you are wrong with that assumption. But, I haven't seen Canelo move that that fast backwards in a while, guys. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know about your boy Canelo, guys. And I noticed the first stare down, too, Bud was just sitting there staring at him, but Canelo, for some reason, he was moving his eyes around a lot during that stare down. I'm no, body, whatever, psychologist expert, but, I saw that as being more animated and things like that. But Canelo doesn't look confident to me. He really doesn't. I think there was a little bit of fear there in Canelo after that push, guys. Bud is built different. I will say this, Bud has an X factor to him that just, a lot of fighters do not have. His career was not scripted. You guys can say whatever you want about the resumes. Like, for example, he wasn't fighting Shea Mosley coming off a consecutive 3-4 loss and a draw run during his career when Canelo decided to fight, Shea Mosley. Again, you guys can say whatever you want about the resumes all you want. But again, I know Bud has an X factor that a lot of people just do not have. If Bud does get hurt or knocked down in this fight, and if the flip is switched in this fight, I don't think Canelo or anybody else can handle, what's going to come their way. You know what I'm saying? It can be an exploitable weakness against Crawford. He reminds me a lot like a Morales, to be honest with you. He always gets these Floyd Mayweather Sweet Pea type comparisons, and I've always stated on this channel, he reminds me a lot of Eric Morales, who was a pretty good technician himself. He has a little bit of Tommy Hearns to him, the way he delivers his punches, but I always maintain he's a hybrid, of a Morales / maybe a Hearns a little bit. He does have some elements of Floyd and Sweet Pea. I get that, but Bud, once the switch flips, you understand. Here's another thing too, like the Mean Machine fight. Bud became the hunter, and Bud typically is the hunter. These guys who are always bigger, they always fight like the smaller man against Bud, and there's a high probability that's going to occur in this fight as well. Canelo doesn't like pressure. He doesn't like pressure being put on him. He gets tired easily. We all know this. We've seen him quit during sparring and things like that. I'm just saying, don't let the little guy be the guy who has to walk people down, and they're making such a big emphasis that they don't want running in this fight. Remember that, guys. Remember these things that are being shown and told to you during the build-up of this fight, guys. That's all I really have to say, man. I've kind of let off the boxing content because I believe there's more important things going on in this world. But, I can't help to observe what I observe, man. And again, the only thing you need to pay attention from this altercation is how Canelo was able to cover about 20 feet in 2 seconds, guys, after he pushed Bud. Bud's not one to play with. I'm sorry. That's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? For those of you who are claiming Bud's trying to just cash out, do whatever and say whatever you need to make yourself feel better and sleep better at night. But I've been telling you this. I've been maintaining my stance. I'm not going to be wishy-washy. I got Bud winning this fight, guys. I really do. We're not fighting a scripted fight. We're not fighting a guy, who's the most opportune, low-hanging fruit moment for Canelo to poach on. You know, your rehydration clause is not going to be effect for this fight that you typically employ, even on guys like Rocky Fielding. I don't think Canelo's as confident as you guys want him to be, and I don't believe that Canelo is who you guys all say that he is. That's just the bottom line. I'm sorry, you know. This one even got me to make a video, guys. So again, it's just little small tell signs like that I like to bring to people's attention. That push, great, you push Bud, but it's what you did after you push Bud. And again, these bigger guys, they always, oh, I'm bigger and this and that, you're small, whatever. You know, Bud's always the hunter in these fights. You know, when's the last time you've seen Bud fight off the back foot? Let me know that, all right? You know, and he probably will this fight, let's be honest. This may be the first fight you see him start using more back foot tactics. But at the end of the day, I believe Canelo's still going to try to fight like the smaller man and try to set Bud up for traps. And Bud being the type of anime type character that he is and foolish character that he is, you know what I'm saying? He is going to set off the traps. He's going to walk through the trap. You understand? That's just the type of guy that he is. Again, Madrimov, all these other dudes who are bigger than Bud, you know what I'm saying? They always fight like they're the smaller man. They're the man that are trying to fucking catch. But I just curse, excuse me. They are the people that always try to catch, you know, Bud in traps and things. The last man you saw actually come at Bud was Jeff Horn. You know what I'm saying? So let's see if you're Canelo, who's confident and whatever else, you know, is this era's best fighter, whatever else you guys try to say, you know. I hope at the very least he uses his size, but he didn't do that versus Floyd either, guys. He wasn't necessarily the aggressor in that fight either. You know, people try to make it seem like Floyd ran that whole fight when he did not. He stood in front of Canelo the whole entire fight. You know, I don't believe in these tall characters that you guys try to build up. You know what I'm saying? I really don't, and I never will. This channel is a little different, guys. Trust me. I'm not part of the proxy race war. You know, I'm not here to do the popularity contest thing either. I don't care about clicks, views, or likes, you know. But I think you guys will see that my accuracy sets me apart from a lot of the other channels, and I don't think it's going to be any different in this fight. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.